You know, once again, the story repeats itself, man. I stopped going to meetings. I started resting on my own laurels, and I picked back up the bottle again, and I blew my knee out skateboarding, and they didn't call me back for the next fire season. That was a culmination of me going back into using again.
Anyone that deals with addiction like that, it's always, a scary thing to know that you're like, you could end up right back where you were.
You kind of get skeptical, but then all of a sudden it was out. He showed up to my friend's house with like a 6-pack, and I'm like, you're not supposed to be drinking, and then it's just like a tornado, and just.
Starting to show up late for work, and starting to drink again, and the kind of the red flags were showing up.
You can't help somebody unless they want to help themselves, so I gotta write you off for the time being.
Demented as this may sound, back when I was a tweaker, I was like, you know what? Freaking heroin addicts, they're always falling asleep, they're missing everything. Like, we don't miss a thing, stupid drug mentality. So here I am, a tweaker, and then here I am going, holy shit, I'm a fucking heroin addict, man. Like, I can't believe this. Like, this is you. I manned up, man. I called some of my buddies in Alcoholics Anonymous, and God bless the men in that program that were there for me, and I eventually got clean.
He was focused. He's going to meetings. He has a sponsor. He's hanging out with sober people, hanging out with a couple of my best friends. They all start hanging out together, and which is great because they're all good surfers. The only thing wrong with that is they all have tempers. They all have that little switch that goes off. Brandon's going to a meeting. He's only been out for a little bit of time. So with addictions, you're working on not just the addiction. They have a saying, if you're a drunk horse thief and you quit drinking, but you still steal horses, you haven't changed a thing.
Physically, mentally, and spiritually, I was still very sick as far as like getting my mind right, getting the shit out of my system, and getting my life back together.
Boom. Game over, man. I couldn't believe it.
Nice.
Nice. Oh yeah, sobriety. That's right. You've been good for a while now, huh?
It's a constant struggle, man.
Yeah. I mean, at least these meetings are helping, right?
I guess so.
Dude, you just gotta focus on how far you've come, man. Keep your feet in the box and just keep swinging. You do have 2 strikes against you and you're behind on the count, though.
Do you have a cigarette?
Come on, buddy. I'm just messing with you, man. No, check the glove box. Maybe in there.
Could really use a cigarette.
Thought they handed out grits at these meetings like fucking candy.
Gorgeous day out, eh, sweetheart?
Yeah, it sure is.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, dude, what are you doing?
Oh, got a little fire in you.
I'm not doing this right now. You can't go grabbing people.
What do you expect's gonna happen?
I expect you to act like a decent human being. You can't talk to people this way.
I expect you to act like a lady.
Whoa, 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 stop the car, stop the car. Dude, Beach, let it, dude, no, dude, come on.
Hey.
We gotta go, dude. Come on, we gotta go.
You know, we left the scene, and here comes an ambulance coming down the road, and my heart sank. I'm just like, dude, I'm screwed. Oh, here we go again. You know, I called my AA sponsor at the time, and I was like, hey, man, you know, I fucked somebody up at the 2nd Street meeting, and it's not looking good. I went in and I told my parents, and we prayed, and, you know, and then my dad, once again, you know, just being the soldier that he is, you know, he's like, all right, man. He's like, no worries. Well, let's go. You know, let's go at least talk about it. Let's go to the Encinitas Sheriff's Department and, you know, be honest. Here I am now in my early 30s, like trying to figure out where I went wrong. Well, it was real simple. It's like, you stay sober, you conquer the world. You get fucked up things happen. I get a call. I was out with my girlfriend at the time to breakfast, and I knew that number, and it was Detective Silva. I said, yeah, my sister's like at that time working for a paralegal. Brandon, don't go in there. They're gonna freaking arrest you. That's just their way of lying to you, so you can just come in and then they'll arrest you. I'm like, Holly, I've ran from shit my whole life. I'm not running from this one no more. I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, they brought me in, and even the detectives were like, dude, I've never thrown cuffs on somebody and felt bad about it. But he goes, I feel bad about this one. And I told him, I said, hey, dude, don't feel bad. You know, there's always blessings in disguise. And I was just praying about it, you know. And I had a sense of peace that whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. And all of a sudden on the intercom inside the cell, I was like, Glade. I'm like, yeah. You wanna go home? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, get your shit, roll it up, crack the doors in 5 minutes, don't go to any other cell, don't pass any notes, you're going home. And I was like, holy cow, like, if there's a God and you don't believe in him, in my situation, you're gonna believe in something. How'd you get his number? Did you call Pierre? No, you already know him.
Yeah, I already knew him. We partied and stuff, and yeah, we've been hanging out for a while. And so I was like, yeah, I actually need to use your services.
Yeah.
Dude, you would have been screwed without like a legit lawyer, you know, so.
Well, you know, I'm real grateful for that, too.
Yeah.
You know.
And we probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. We'd still be locked up.
We'd all be sitting somewhere, but you and I wouldn't be sitting right here right now, that's for sure. I'd be in Palm Hall in Chino, you know, in a overcrowded system, you know, looking probably at another good couple. That was 5 years ago, so I'd be probably at a halfway marker right now.
Another 5 years from right now?
Yeah.
Damn, John.
Yeah. And that's at the low end of what
they
could have shellacked me with, you know.
You know, until you're perfect and you can walk on water, I guess you don't have the right to judge anybody, but that was where Brandon finally came to the realization, is like, you know what, I need to make some changes.
That was the final straw, you know, that was it. And I was like, you know, once again, here I am at ground zero, lost all my clients, lost my job. And once again, just God orchestrating my life. You know, I moved back here with my parents. At that time, my dad was really sick with his diabetes, and he had 2 toes cut off because of the diabetic issues and the circulation. And, you know, I look at it this way. It's like God knew where I needed to be when I needed to be there, no matter where it was, no matter it was for my actions or with my family. I was with my dad June, July. I'd say in September he started having some heart issues, you know, and he was 6'4", 290, you know, he's a lineman, for crying out loud. And, you know, I got to sit there with my dad when I got out, coffee with him in the morning, because I lived with him, you know, get my life back together. He got to see me start doing good. And, you know, he ended up passing away on October 13th, 2013.
That was a big turnaround point for Brandon, realizing that, hey, you know, life's short, man. And if I don't turn it around, my dad's gonna be looking down on me, and I can't let him down again.
I was home. I was grateful that I wasn't anywhere. I was sober. My business started to build back up again. You know, I really had a grasp on what I needed to do. You know, the dude is just a man amongst men, like, you know, any guy can make a kid, but when a guy comes in to your mom's life, when you're the little freaking sorry mom, but you know, you're the little bastard kid from one of your mom's boyfriends, and then she had 3 kids that are 8, 9, and 10 years your elder from a prior marriage. And then here comes this guy that comes in and raises all you guys with love and support. And he was no, you know, Johnny Corporate, you know, he's a freaking furniture salesman. So you want to talk about grinding? He drove every fucking day to LA. You know, so I look at like this guy that was in my life where I was able to come home, get my life straight, be with him while he was sick, and then God took him. You know, that set the tone for me. I was like, that was it.
We need community and we need people to give us a chance, and I, with all my heart, know that Brandon is that guy to change a lot of people's lives, and he's gonna be a huge impact.
With the youth of today, because I'm really outspoken about my story, I'm outspoken about no excuses and being able to change. I really tell them it doesn't matter what happens, it doesn't matter how many times you fall. You know, I believe in an old proverb that says, a man may fall 7 times, but that doesn't matter. It just matters if you don't get back up 7 times.
What's Dino's class?
Dino's is
Criminal
5.
justice.
Criminal justice.
I'd shake your hand, smile on your face, and as soon as you turn around, take your wallet, you know? And that wasn't me, that wasn't how I was raised. That wasn't, but that's, I wanted, you know, I was possessed, right? I was under the influence. Like, don't think for a second, I'm not talking about demonic possession, freaking exorcisms and shit, but trust and believe. Reason why they say it, they call it spirit. Like, if you ever see a liquor store, it says wine and spirits. You know, I see it every day. I work with kids all the time. I work with troubled youth or at-risk youth. I work with kids that come from nice families that are, you know, little Johnny needs the best training we can get them, and they pay that price. And those are the kids most of the time that you have to tell, like, hey, you know, why are you acting like this? You know, what's going on in your life right now? And a lot of them experimenting with drugs, been in trouble. Glory is waiting out these doors, or the beast. And it's your choice. My story might be cool in some people's eyes, but you don't want to live it. You don't want to live it. And if you can listen to somebody now and find what you love now and pursue your goals and dreams now, you'll be so much happier by the time you're my age. Things that are unseen are eternal, and things that are seen are just temporary. You know, so for those kids, I got to tell them that they got to follow what their hearts and their dreams are and not listen to anybody. God bless you guys. Because their friends are going to bring you down too, you know. You are what you are who your friends are, and that's the damnedest thing I've ever heard in my whole life. If you don't think you are who your friends are is true, then where are you at in life and who are you hanging out with? Answer that question.
Everyone seems to have relapses, but for him, he can't afford it. He's starting up this entity with his new training and with his name on it. I don't think he has a choice rather than to just keep through that path.
That was a pleasure. However, one thing that you have to change, and that's everything. People, places, and things all have to change. The blessings I got back from being diligent in my hard work, going to school, learning my craft, staying active in my community, staying active in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, helping others when they call out for you. No one would ever call on me. The only thing they'd be calling on me was the cops.
Now it's like I want Brandon in my life. I need Brandon in my life as much as possible. You know, I'm just trying to build my network of truly positive people that actually have my best interests in mind. And you know, Brandon's always been that.
Joey, where are we going? Russia, maybe? So many things, there's a myriad of things that keep me motivated. Yeah, man, being able to work with athletes and travel with them and being able to walk through those battles with them, whether they win or lose. Come in with that jab, with that looping right.
It's good to see because he's at a good gym.
Dropping back into doing his training and working with some of the best skateboarders in the world, and it's becoming a positive experience. I think he's at the X Games right now.
Being on TV and who I work with, that's all just been a blessing. That's all been an additive by just pursuing my passion and making the connections through the networking I've done from being in surfing and skateboarding my whole life.
It's always funny to see, like, he just knows everyone. It seems like everyone loves him, so it's, I don't know, it's cool to see that he can have such a positive impact on everyone, you know?
He's pretty dynamic. He's pretty charismatic.
He's a very smart, intelligent, analytical person. He knows what to do and what not to do, to say the least.
I'm just doing to you what my first sponsor did to me.
When you see that, you kind of root for it.
I get to walk these journeys and fight these battles shoulder to shoulder with people that call on me for help. And I'm super blessed to be able to be a part of that. It's all you, dog. It ain't much, but it runs. Shows you it's hardened criminals can change, man, and we're grateful.
Thriving and where he's at right now is, it's fucking phenomenal. And that story needs to be told.
Sobriety is a muscle. If you don't work it out, it grows weak. When it grows weak, you act on that weakness, and that could inevitably kill you. But that's why people always go like, do you always have to go to meetings? Well, yeah, because eventually you enjoy it. Eventually it becomes your brotherhood. It becomes a way of, you see why people stay sober when they work a meeting.
Glade in green, coming down the line towards the inside.
Everybody has a story. And one day your story is going to help someone get through something because you went through it before they did, and they're going to wonder how you did it. And if you can just give them a little bit of hope, that's that 4-letter word, man, that changes lives, then everything is going to be good, because all people need is hope. I'm fired up every day because I get to live the life I live, just because I chose to take a path I knew that was going to be hard work, but at the end result is this, man.
I'm just thrilled with what he's doing, how he's giving, how he's trying to give back.
He just has a gift helping people and encouraging them, bringing them through hard times.
Midnight's always going to roll in for all of us. Doesn't matter how good you're doing, how healthy you are, what your income and your bank account looks like. Your midnight will roll in, but it comes down to what you're going to do about it.
Whether the wave's this big or the wave's over his head, he still has the same type of style, and it's go. And that's kind of his life, it's just go.